The coffee's still dripping into the pot when I hear Ida's strange, sloshing gurgle that doesn't belong in my quiet Maple Grove neighborhood in suburban Colorado. I'm on a Zoom call with my buddy Tom, who's always game for my half-baked schemes. "Hold up, Tom," I say, squinting out my office window. Either a sewer line just gained a personality, or my doomsday raft project is about to get its moment. Tom's pixelated face scrunches up. "What's that, Jake?" I lean closer to the glass, my jaw dropping. "My driveway," I mutter, is now a duck pond. A very pissed-off duck pond. I end the call and bolt to the front door, flinging it open. It's worse than I feared. My driveway, the only way out of my house to the rest of the world, is a muddy, churning lake. Water's creeping up my front yard, swallowing the daisies I planted last summer to keep the peace with the neighbors. And the culprit? Oh, it's OBVYS. There, on her perfectly manicured lawn, stands Linda, the HOA president from hell. Arms folded, a smug grin plastered on her face. She's got two industrial sprinklers usually obsessed with keeping her grass neon green point straight at my property. The drainage ditch between our yards, meant to handle runoff, looks suspiciously clogged. "Linda," I bellow, wading into what was, until 10 minutes ago, my pristine lawn. The water's freezing around my ankles. "What the hell are you doing?" She turns, her smile sharpening. "Just tweaking my sprinklers, Jacob," she says, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "And I was clearing the ditch. Seems it was full of your junk. Funny how water flows when you manage it right, isn't it?" "My junk," I snap. "That ditch was clear after the last storm. I checked it myself. You flooded my only way out. The water's now at my calves, swirling like a lazy river." Linda tilts her head. "Is that my problem, Jacob? Maybe you should have thought twice before breaking Rule 9, Section C, Paragraph 2 of the HOA Code VY Cybele Vehicle Repairs. Honestly, your garage door was open for hours yesterday while you tinkered with that thing." I blink, stunned. "You're flooding my yard because I worked on my ride with the door open?" My voice cracks with disbelief. "Rules are rules," she says, her smirk back in full force. "This might take days to drain. Such a pity." I'm soaked to the knees, her sprinklers still gushing like fire hoses. She thinks she's got me cornered. My car's trapped in the garage. Useless. The driveway's a write-off, and Linda's probably already dreaming of the fines and lawsuits she'll slap me with. But then, a slow grin creeps across my face. I glance at my second garage, the one tucked behind the house, built for my pet projects. The one housing the swamp beast. Years ago, I snagged a beat-up, six-wheeled ATV frame from a junkyard. It was a rusty disaster, but I saw something in it. Countless nights of welding, wiring, and cursing later, I turned into a be-strong, fast, and yes, amphibious. Just in case, I told Tom. He'd laughed his ass off. "Who needs a swamp buggy in Colorado?" he'd said. "You never know when you'll need to cross a rogue puddle." I'd shot back. Turns out, I was a prophet. Linda's still on her lawn, probably drafting her VY Tory speech for the HOA board. She doesn't see me pivot. She doesn't catch the gleam in my eye as I head for the garage. The doors creak open, and there it is, the swamp beast, olive green and ugly as sin, but built to dominate. I just tuned its twin-cylinder engine and checked the hull seals last week. I climb in, the smell of gas and grease like an old friend. The engine roars to life, shaking the sleepy street. I flip a few switches, bilge pump, check, propeller, ready. Then I punch it. The swamp beast surges out of the garage, bouncing over the lawn toward Linda's man-made lake. She's on her phone, no doubt ratting me out to some HOA crony when she finally looks up. Her eyebrows shoot to her hairline as the beast hits the water with a glorious splash. For a split second, it stalls. My heart skips. Then I flick the hydraulic switch, the wheels tuck up, and the rear propeller bites into the flood. It's no yacht, but it moves with gritty determination. I steer past Linda, her jaw unhinged, her phone slipping from her hand. I give her a mock salute, grinning like a madman. "Rule 9, Section whatever can kiss my amphibious ass," I mutter. Her face pure, delicious shock turned a shade of purple I didn't know existed. Mrs. Carter from across the street peeks through her curtains, eyes wide. I'm not just escaping. I'm making a damn statement. The swamp beast churns through Maple Grove streets, Leah VY-ing a muddy wake like a giant wet dog. Dog walkers freeze, jaws slack. A kid on a scooter wipes out, too busy gawking. I pull up next to a mailman, show VY-ing flyers into a box. He stares, hand stuck mid-motion. Morning. I call over the engine's growl. Rainy day, huh? He blinks at the beast, then at me. You got a permit for that? For Sir VY-ing a private flood? I laugh. It's an exclusive club. He shakes his head and moves on, probably rethinking his career. I need supplies coffee, a big-ass pump, and someone to report Linda to who isn't Linda. The hardware store's my first stop. Parking the swamp beast between a sedan and a truck draws a crowd. Phones come out, and I can already see the HOA revenge trending. By the time I get back, loaded with a submersible pump and 50 feet of hose, Linda's got company. A police cruiser's parked on the grass between her driveway and my new moat. Officer Daniels, young and fighting a grin, and Officer Grant, older and looking like he's seen too many HOA wars, are listening to Linda's increasingly unhinged rant. The swamp beast sits proudly on my soggy lawn, a muddy conqueror. Officers, Linda screeches as I approach, lugging the pump. This lunatic's terrorizing us all. He drove that monster through my prize roses. That's a lie, I dodged her roses, though I might have grazed a hydrangea. Officers, I say, setting the pump down. She flooded my only exit because I left my garage open too long. I use the only ride I've got that can handle her little tsunami. Daniels glances at Linda's drenched flower bed, then at the swamp beast, then at my driveway lake. So, ma'am, you flooded his property? Grant sighs, the sound of a man who's refereed too many petty feuds. Just another Tuesday in Maple Grove. Linda insists it's all in the HOA bylaws, claiming I'm a menace and the swamp beast isn't street legal. It's an off-road vehicle. I counter, gesturing to the lake. My yard's off-road now, thanks to her. The cops try to mediate, but it's clear they think Linda's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. They can't arrest her for EVYL sprinkler placement, though Grant looks like he wants to. They take notes, warn her about property damage, and leave. Daniels lingers, circling the swamp beast. Nice rig, he mutters. You build it. Damn right, I say, chest puffing. They're at VYC. Work it out like adults. Fat chance, given Linda's current level of adulting. The mess is real. I call a plumber, Gus, who's seen his share of drainage disasters. Hey Gus, it's Jake. My HOA prez decided my driveway's better as a koi pond. The ditch is clogged, and her sprinklers are basically cannons. Can you bring waiters and a sense of humor? I hang up and check my security cameras installed after Linda tried to find me for a non-compliant mailbox. They should have caught her ditch stuffing. Then, a new sound cuts through the water's lapping, a high-pitched whine. A drone fancy, expensive, hovering over the property line, its lens locked on me. Linda's in her window, clutching the controller, smirking like a Bond VY lane. She's filming my unauthorized flood fix. This woman, I growl. Gus arrives, takes one look at the scene, the drone, the swamp beast, the lake, and grins. Well, damn, Jake. Haven't seen this since old Mrs. Law tried to reroute the creek in '99. Your HOA lady's got more cameras than the FBI. Tell me about it, I say. Can you fix this? For the right price and the laughs, I'll make it vanish or ensure it never happens again. Tom pulls up in his beat-up truck, grinning like a kid at Christmas. Dude, you broke her. An Amphibious ATV? I said it was nuts, and I've never been happier to be wrong. She drowned my exit, Tom, I say, smiling back. What was I going to do? Paddle out on HOA violation notices. This is better, he says. What's the plan? Turn your yard into a marina. Gus will fix the ditch, I say, nodding at the plumber. But I'm thinking bigger. I'm not just clearing it, making my place immune to Linda's water wars. Gus chuckles. I like your style, kid. We'll regrade, add a French drain, maybe a nice berm on your side. Decorative, with plants that laugh at floods. Perfect, I say. If Linda wants a water fight, she's getting a landscaped, engineered ass-kicking. Tom's practically giddy. Can I help? I can swing a shovel or at least fetch beers. Linda's drone buzzes overhead, a nagging mosquito. I wave at it. Let her watch. The show's just starting. The next few days are chaos. Gus's crew clears the ditch, and guess what? No junk of mine. They pull out fresh branches, a ing stone matching Linda's garden border, Angic Poda, ceramic gnome, pointy hat, and all, straight from Linda's prize collection. Well now, Gus says, holding up the soggy gnome. Looks like Gerald here took a dive. Not willingly, I bet. My camera gets a clear shot of Gerald's rescue. Then Liz, the landscaper, rolls in. She's a powerhouse doll, loud, with hands that could choke a stump. She surveys my drowned lawn, Linda's glare from her window, and the whole siege VYB. So, Liz booms, the HOA which tried to sink you, and you want a fortress that's pretty enough for Pinterest. Fort Knox with roses. Exactly, I grin. Something thorny on her side. Subtle. My kind of guy, Liz says, winking. Linda's everywhere, her drone buzzing, her binoculars glued to her face, or her shrieking helpful tips. That soil's wrong for lilies, she yells as Liz's crew digs. Or, you're disrupting earthworm migration. Liz fires back. These are native plants, lady. Read a book before you slander my roses. The only worm I'm worried about is you slithering over here. Linda retreats, only to return with her phone, filming from a safe distance. But the neighbors are waking up. Mr. Thompson across the street gives Liz's crew a nod. Mrs. Lopez next door accidentally aims her sprinklers at Linda during one of her rants, soaking her perfect hair. It's small, but it's rebellion. The showdown hits at the emergency HOA meeting Linda calls. The community center's packed. Linda, in a suit that screams, "I fine for fun," stands at a podium, projecting blurry drone footage of the swamp beast. Jacob Ellis has OLAT countless HOA rules. She thunders. His tank is a hazard, his landscaping an insult. She rants on, venom dripping. My turn. Tom helped me prep a killer PowerPoint. Thanks, Linda, I say, taking the podium. But I've got a different angle. Exhibit A. My security footage plays. Linda, pre-dawn, jamming branches into the ditch, then dropping Gerald the gnome head first. The room gasps. And here's Gerald post-rescue. I say, clicking to a shot of the gnome, dripping but defiant. Unless he cloned himself and went spelunking, this was sabotage to flood my home. I show Gus's ditch report, Liz's permitted landscaping plans, and municipal codes on water diversion, penalties highlighted. Linda's face is beet red, sputtering. This is fake. Slander. Then Mrs. Hawthorne, a quiet widow who only talks at potlucks, speaks up. Actually, Linda, my fountain had a Gerald last year after I painted my fence unapproved yellow. Hands shoot up. Stories pour out gnomes in mailboxes, dog poop on lawns, slash tires after parties. Linda's HOA tyranny unravels as the room buzzes with shared grudges. The meeting ends not with my fines, but a motion to oust Linda. It's glorious. Days later, Liz finishes a stunning stone wall, laced with flood-proof shrubs, on my side. It's compliant, gorgeous, and blocks Linda's sprinkler attacks. She's VYing her phone at it. Sure enough, Officers Daniels and Grant roll up. Grant looks like he's aged a century. Folks, he groans, this is our 5th call this week. Unless someone's breaking the law, he is. Linda shrieks, pointing at my wall. It'll flood my house. My engineer, Mr. Patel, steps up with a clipboard. Officer, this permeable wall and drainage swale meet all codes. It'll improve runoff. Grant schemes the permits and sighs. Looks fine, ma'am. Daniels, eyeing Liz's work, mutters to me. Off the record, your gnome stunned at the meeting opened some eyes. The town's noticing Linda's 911 spam, and there's talk of recalling her HOA crown. Keep your papers tight, and maybe get a sprinkler pointed away from her. He winks. Weeks later, it's calm. My yards thrive VYing, the driveway's dry, the swamp beast polished and garaged. On a sunny Saturday, I take it for a spin-off for drama, just a VY Tory lap. As I pass Linda's house, she's yanking weeds, her hair a mess, refusing to look at me. I give a cheery wave. The swamp beast gleams. Some folks cruise convertibles, I think. I've got a 6-wheel deterrent. Tom's over later, helping with a new winch. Any more floods from Linda the Terrible? He asks, tightening a bolt. Nada, I say. Word is the HOA's getting a makeover, and Gerald's in the town lost and found with an EVY Denke tag. Tom cackles. You're a legend, Jake. The guy who beat an HOA tyrant with a swamp buggy. I grin at the beast. It's not a buggy, Tom. It's the swamp beast, and it demands respect. Maple Grove's quieter now. The swamp beast, my silent guardian, keeps the peace and the ditches clear. But what do you think? Was I wrong to roll out the swamp beast, or was it the only way to fight Linda's flood? Should HOAs have this much power, or are they just playgrounds for petty tyrants? And let's get real, would you build an amphibious ATV for just in case? Or am I the crazy one? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're Team Swamp Beast, and subscribe for more wild neighborhood sagas.